Hi, my name is Ian Voakes. I'm a licensed general contractor. I'm owner of Voakes Construction LLC. I'm a Florida licensed general contractor. And I'm also a real estate entrepreneur and an investor. So I decided to make a video series this week called As the Virus Turns. This is the first video of 8 that I'm going to do. And today I wanted to touch on the subject of the PPP loan and the EIDL loan. And then also I wanted to touch about, and that's for business owners, but I also wanted to touch about the stimulus checks that we're all waiting for to get. So the first thing is the payment protection plan. I reviewed it dozens of times and I decided not to do that one because it's basically what you're doing is you're promising the government, you're taking money out and promising the government that you're going to keep your payroll and you're going to keep everybody on the payroll. Meanwhile, you have no income coming into the business or very little. And that whole lack of cash flow is really screwing up the future for you. And so when these people are called back to work, they're not going to want to come back to work because they're getting nearly $900 a week from the federal government and the state government for unemployment insurance. So it's creating laziness in the workforce. And so you're going to take all this money out and then you're going to depend on people to jump back into the workforce when they're lazy and they're making nearly $900 a week. Terrible idea, because you're going to be on the hook for all that money you're going to borrow, and it matures in 2 years. Yes, it's 1% interest, but what are you going to do in 2 years? I'm predicting huge bankruptcy spikes in a year to 2 years from this, because we were up here in 2019, and now we're down here in 2020, and we're in a major recession right now. We're at a pivot point in business where there's going to be a lot of business out there, tons of business, but it's going to be a totally different type of business that you're going to be able to do. So, do not take the PPP loan. I'm sorry, that is just a horrible idea. And, the whole point of me telling you this is because if you look at what big corporations are doing, they're going bankrupt. And they're going bankrupt to end the madness. Right now, there is madness out there in business, and that's the whole point of going bankrupt. Or you don't even have to go bankrupt. You could just lay off your workforce and let them collect unemployment. And tell them, hey, when things improve, we want you to come back. Bring back the top people. It's a perfect way to weed out all the slouches out there. Anyways, don't do it. Now let's talk about the EIDL. I did apply for it. And they have changed so many things about it that I really don't think I'm going to get any of the advance money. And the loan, who knows what they'll give me. They say up to $2 million for 3.75% for non-for-profits or for profit business. They'll probably give me $10,000-$15,000 loan. What am I going to do with that? That's nothing. I burned through my burn rate with my business way more than $10,000 a week. So what is that going to do? It's not going to do anything for me. Well, it's a better option than the first option, the PPP. So EIDL, if you haven't applied, good luck getting it at this point. There's so many people on the waiting list that it's going to take years for the SBA. SBA is a joke. They always did seminars and they referred lenders. That's what they were for. Now they're distributing money like the treasurer. I mean, it's just craziness. And then the final part of the stimulus the CARES Act stimulus that I want to talk to you about was the $1,200 individual, $2,400 married couple, $500 for the babies or for the kids that are dependent on you. Well, what is $2,400 or $3,000 or whatever? It's nothing these days. I mean, you could pay maybe your 1 month mortgage and 1 month food with it. But after that, what do you have? You have nothing. And they're supposed to divvy out a record amount of money. With government, U.S. government is one of the most least when they have programs, they're the slowest to react, the hardest to get money from. It's like having a job trying to get stimulus money and unemployment money. It's just, do not depend on the government, people. I mean, I'm not trying to lecture you, and I'm not trying to talk down on you, but you gotta depend on yourself. And then finally, the last thing I wanted to touch about was, it's just amazing how our recession went from top to bottom. And this is the time that you gotta think about how you're gonna do this on your own. How you're gonna make things happen on your own. Do not depend on the government, please. Again, my name is Ian Voakes. I'm with the Voakes Construction LLC. This is the first video of a series of 8, and please check out my other videos. I'm gonna get more into detail about way more interesting things than this. This is just so irrelevant. We need to stop the madness. The madness is going on right now. Companies are going to go bankrupt. People are going to go broke. Move on. We need to move on with this. We cannot depend on the government and wait for the government to hand out stuff. Again, Ian, and thank you.